Have you ever felt that strange, heart-wrenching contradiction as you begin to embark on your spiritual journey? You find yourself awakening, feeling more connected, more aware, and yet, at the same time, you start to feel a distance growing between you and those you hold closest. Friends, family, the people who you thought would support you the most. Suddenly, their understanding of you seems to waver. This paradox is one that many on a spiritual path will recognize, but few truly understand. The deeper you go into your spiritual growth, the more isolated you may feel from the very people you care about the most. It's almost as though there is a silent rift that grows with each new insight you gain, each spiritual practice you embrace, each shift in your perspective. But why does this happen? Why does seeking connection with the divine seem to push people away? The truth is, your spiritual growth challenges the very fabric of what your relationships are built on. It challenges old patterns, beliefs, and ideas that may have been shared, but are now slowly becoming irrelevant in the face of your new understanding of the world. It's not because your loved ones don't care about you, but because your awakening forces them to confront a reality they may not be ready to face. They might feel threatened by the changes in you, by the way you no longer view the world through the same lens. It's hard for them to support something they can't see, feel, or even begin to understand. So, what do you do in the face of this paradox? How do you stay true to your journey when the people around you don't understand? You embrace it. You accept that growth requires solitude, that resistance is part of the process, and that the people who are meant to walk with you will, in time, come to understand. The paradox is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. It is part of your evolution, part of the dance between the old and the new, between what was and what is becoming. And in this dance you will find strength, the awakening, understanding the path you walk. There's a moment in every spiritual journey when you realize that the path you're walking isn't just a path, it's your path. No one can walk it for you. It's uniquely yours, shaped by your experiences, your insights, and your soul's deepest yearnings. But at first, it's easy to confuse your spiritual journey with everyone else's. You look around, see other people meditating, doing yoga, or talking about mindfulness, and you think, I'm just like them. But then something happens, something shifts inside you, and you realize it's more than just practices or ideas. It's a calling, a deep, resounding call that goes beyond the surface-level actions. You start to feel a stirring inside you, as if something within is awakening slowly but surely to a deeper truth. The awakening isn't an event, it's a process. It happens in small moments that sometimes pass unnoticed, in quiet realizations that don't immediately change your world, but shift how you see it. You might start noticing things in your everyday life that you didn't see before, patterns in your relationships, insights about the world, feelings of compassion and empathy that go beyond what you ever thought possible. At first, it might feel unsettling. You might feel out of place, like you're waking up from a dream while everyone else is still asleep. You might even question whether you're going crazy. But the truth is you're not. You're awakening to the reality of who you truly are. This is the beginning of understanding your path. You're learning to listen to your inner voice, to trust in the wisdom of your soul, and to find your way in a world that is, at times, completely at odds with your newfound understanding. There will be moments when you feel confused, lost, or even frustrated. But know this, the path you walk is the one meant for you. It's not always clear, but it's yours to walk. And every step you take brings you closer to understanding the depth of your being, your purpose, and the incredible power that lies within you. This path will ask you to shed old identities, to let go of outdated beliefs, and to trust in something greater than yourself. It will challenge you, but it will also empower you in ways you can't yet imagine. So, take a deep breath and take the next step. The awakening has begun, and there's no turning back now. The path ahead is full of wonders, and though you might not always know where it leads, trust that you're exactly where you need to be. The struggle, misunderstanding from friends and family, you've felt it before, the subtle shift in your relationships as you begin to walk this spiritual path. At first, it's easy to dismiss. Maybe your friends don't quite understand the new practices you've taken on, or maybe your family isn't on board with your new way of thinking. But as time goes on, it becomes harder to ignore the tension, the comments, the looks, the quiet judgments. It's as though you've become a mirror to them, reflecting things they may not be ready to see within themselves. Your transformation becomes a challenge to their own beliefs, to the way they've always seen the world. And that's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable, especially when the person changing is someone they love, someone they've known for years. They don't know how to handle this new version of you, this version that is no longer tethered to the same ideas, the same habits, the same expectations. In their eyes, you've become different, and that difference can be intimidating. You've stopped engaging in the old patterns, the old behaviors, and that shift can make them question their own choices. Your family may think you've abandoned your roots, that you're rejecting everything they hold dear, or that you're being impractical. Your friends might feel that you're drifting away from them, becoming too serious or too focused on something they can't understand. And yet, all you're doing is following your heart. All you're doing is growing into a version of yourself that feels truer, more authentic, more in alignment with who you really are. The problem isn't you, it's their inability to see the truth of your journey. They might not be ready for what you're discovering, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they love you any less. It just means that you're in different places on your own paths. But here's the thing, you can't let their misunderstandings derail you. It's painful, yes. It hurts to feel like the people you love don't get you, don't support you. But this is a part of the journey. The more you grow, the more you will encounter resistance from those who are still tied to the old ways of being. The struggle comes not from your path, but from the clash between your growth and their comfort. So be patient with them, be patient with yourself. Understand that they are walking their own path, and their path may not look like yours. They may never fully understand your journey, and that's okay. What's important is that you stay true to yourself. Continue to walk your path with love, compassion, and understanding, and know that eventually they'll see the changes in you not as something to fear or reject, but as something to learn from. Your journey, though misunderstood now, might just be the spark they need to begin their own. The resistance, facing opposition with grace. Resistance, it's an inevitable part of any journey, especially a spiritual one. As you step into your truth, as you become more in tune with your higher self, you will face opposition. It might come from your family, it might come from your friends, or perhaps it will come from within you. The resistance from others can be the hardest to deal with. They don't understand why you've changed. They don't understand why you no longer align with the things you once did. And that's when the resistance manifests. It's in the disapproving comments, the awkward silences at family gatherings, the criticisms from people who feel threatened by your transformation. The resistance can feel overwhelming at times. It can feel like you're walking through a storm, trying to stay grounded while the winds howl around you. But here's the thing, resistance is not something to fear. It's not a sign that you're on the wrong path. In fact, resistance is often a confirmation that you are exactly where you're meant to be. The greater the resistance, the greater the growth. When you stand firm in your truth, when you refuse to back down, you're showing the universe that you're ready to expand, to evolve, and to manifest the life you've always dreamed of. The key to facing opposition with grace is to understand that resistance is not personal. It's a reflection of where others are on their own journeys, not a reflection of you. The people who resist your growth are often just scared of what it means for them. They see your transformation and fear that it will challenge their own sense of security or understanding of the world. But instead of reacting with anger, frustration, or defensiveness, respond with compassion. Understand that their resistance is rooted in their own fears and insecurities. And most importantly, don't let it derail you. When you face opposition with grace, when you meet resistance with patience and understanding, you show the world that you are unshaken, you are firm in your path, you are rooted in your truth, and that in itself is powerful. So when the opposition comes, and it will, hold your ground. Let the storm pass, and know that you are moving through it towards something far greater than you could ever imagine. The transformation, finding strength in solitude. The transformation begins not in the noise of the world, but in the silence within. It's in those quiet, solitary moments where you learn to truly listen, not just to your thoughts, but to the whispers of your soul. When you first embark on a spiritual journey, there's often a sense of disconnection. Friends and family may pull away, not understanding the new path you've chosen. The familiar comforts of your previous life start to fade, and with it, a sense of isolation creeps in. It's easy to mistake this isolation for loneliness. You feel like you're walking alone in a vast, empty world, disconnected from the people who once walked beside you. But this is not loneliness, this is solitude. And solitude is the fertile ground where transformation takes root. In solitude, you learn to be with yourself in a way you never have before. You begin to listen deeply to your inner voice, to the rhythms of your body, to the messages of the universe that have always been there but you've never fully noticed. You start to realize that you are enough, that you don't need external validation to feel whole. There is a quiet power that emerges in these moments. It's a strength that doesn't come from the world around you, but from within. Solitude allows you to strip away all the distractions, all the noise, all the expectations that once defined you. In this stillness, you come face to face with the truth of who you are. And while it may be uncomfortable at first, this is where the magic happens. The transformation you seek cannot be found in the approval of others. It's in the solitude that you find the strength to stand tall in your truth, even when the world around you feels uncertain. You learn to trust yourself, to trust the process, and to embrace the journey without the need for reassurance. Solitude becomes your sanctuary, a place of deep introspection where you can heal, grow, and connect with the divine. It's in the silence of solitude that your strength is forged. And as you emerge from this inner cocoon, you'll realize that the transformation you've been seeking was never about changing who you are. It was about discovering the strength that was always there, hidden beneath the surface. The more you embrace your solitude, the more you realize that you are not truly alone. You are part of something much greater, connected to the universe in a way that transcends time, space, and physical presence. It is in solitude that you become whole again, more aligned with your true self than ever before. The wisdom, the role of faith and divine support. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey when you realize that you are not walking this path alone. It's a realization that, while the external world may be filled with doubt and resistance, there is an invisible force guiding you, supporting you, and affirming every step you take. This is where faith comes in, not just in yourself, but in the divine support that surrounds you at all times. For so long, you may have relied on external sources for validation and guidance. You sought approval from your family, your friends, your job, your social circles. But as you begin to awaken spiritually, you realize that true support comes from a deeper, more universal place. It's in the quiet moments of reflection, when the world falls away, that you can feel this divine presence. It's not always loud, not always obvious, but it's there, offering guidance and reassurance when you need it most. Faith is not something that can be seen, touched, or proven. It's something that must be felt, experienced, and trusted. And it's in the trusting that you begin to witness its power. Faith is the quiet knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. It's the unwavering belief that the universe has your back, that every challenge, every obstacle is part of the process of your growth. Divine support is not always manifested in the way you expect. It doesn't always come in the form of clear answers or obvious signs. Sometimes it comes in the form of synchronicities, of small, seemingly insignificant moments that align perfectly to guide you forward. Other times, it shows up in the form of unexpected encounters, a conversation with a stranger, a piece of wisdom that resonates deeply within you. These moments are not coincidences. They are divine nudges, gentle reminders that you are never truly alone on your journey. Faith also teaches you to surrender, to let go of the need to control every aspect of your life, and to trust that the universe knows what's best for you. It's about accepting that some things are beyond your comprehension, and that, in the grand scheme of things, you are exactly where you need to be. As you lean into your faith and trust in the divine support that surrounds you, you will find that the weight of the world lightens. Your fears, your doubts, your insecurities begin to fade, replaced by a deep sense of peace and assurance. You begin to walk with confidence, knowing that you are being guided every step of the way. Divine support is not a crutch, it's a source of infinite strength. And as you continue on your path, you will find that your faith becomes a beacon, guiding you through the darkness and into the light of your true purpose. The bridge, healing and educating through compassion. As you walk your spiritual path, you may encounter moments where you feel torn between the world you once knew and the person you are becoming. The relationships you've cherished for years may begin to feel strained as your transformation becomes a challenge to the beliefs and values of those around you. It's a difficult position to be in. You've awakened to a new understanding, a deeper sense of truth, and yet, the people closest to you may not understand. They may resist your growth, afraid of what it means for their own lives. But this is where compassion becomes your most powerful tool. Compassion is the bridge between your spiritual journey and the people who love you. It is the gentle hand that you extend to others, inviting them into your world of understanding, without forcing them to follow your path. When people don't understand your spiritual journey, it's easy to become frustrated, defensive, or even angry. You may feel hurt, rejected, or misunderstood. But in these moments, compassion is the antidote. Compassion allows you to see beyond the surface-level differences and to understand that everyone is on their own journey. It allows you to hold space for those who may not yet be ready to walk the path you're on and to love them without judgment. By showing compassion, you not only heal your relationships, but you also create space for others to grow in their own time. Your journey becomes a quiet invitation, not an imposition. It's a way to teach through example rather than through words. Your actions speak louder than any sermon or lecture ever could. As you embody love, understanding, and patience, you create an environment where healing can take place. You give others the freedom to question, to explore, and to grow at their own pace, without pressure or fear of judgment. Compassion also helps you to heal within. It reminds you that your path is not one of isolation, but of connection. The more compassionate you are, the more connected you feel to the world around you. You begin to understand that healing is not just about personal growth. It's about lifting others as you rise. It's about creating a ripple effect of love and understanding that touches everyone you encounter. By offering compassion to those around you, you also heal the parts of yourself that have been hurt by rejection or misunderstanding. Compassion allows you to forgive, not just others, but yourself. It allows you to release the burden of trying to be understood and to focus instead on being a source of light, love, and support for others on their own journey. The bridge of compassion is one that connects you to the people around you, but it also connects you to your higher self, to the divine, and to the truth of who you are. It is through compassion that you heal, grow, and teach others to do the same. The awakening of others, sparking change in the people around you. As you continue on your spiritual journey, something magical begins to happen. The changes you've made within yourself begin to ripple outward, touching the lives of those around you. At first, it's subtle, a shift in energy, a quiet spark of curiosity. People start to notice the calm in your demeanor, the clarity in your eyes, the peace in your heart, and without even realizing it, you become a source of inspiration for those around you. Your spiritual journey begins to spark change in others. It's not that you're trying to change them, you're simply living your truth, and in doing so, you inspire others to reflect on their own lives. People may start to ask you questions. They may want to know what practices you follow, what books you're reading, or what insights you've gained. And in these moments, you have an opportunity to share what you've learned, not as an expert, but as a fellow traveler on the path. Your story becomes a beacon of possibility. It shows others that they too can change, grow, and awaken to the truth of who they are. You become a living example of what's possible when you follow your heart and trust the universe. The beauty of this is that the change doesn't have to be forced. It's not about convincing anyone to follow your path. It's about living authentically, being true to yourself, and letting your actions speak louder than words. As you continue to evolve, others will start to see that transformation is possible, that healing is real, and that spiritual awakening is not just for a select few, it's for anyone who is willing to open their heart and mind. This is the power of spiritual awakening. It doesn't just change you, it changes the world around you. and the more you embody your truth, the more others will be inspired to do the same. Your journey is not just about your own growth. It's about sparking change in the lives of others, lighting the way for those who are still in the darkness, and offering them the courage to take their own steps toward awakening. It's a beautiful, powerful cycle of transformation that continues to ripple outwards, creating waves of change in the world. The shift, breaking free from societal expectations. There comes a point in every spiritual journey where the weight of societal expectations becomes too much to bear. You've walked the path, learned the lessons, and found a deeper connection to yourself. Yet there's this subtle tug from the outside world telling you to conform, to fit in, to return to what is considered normal. But here's the truth. This is where the real shift happens. The moment you realize that society's definition of success, happiness, and fulfillment is not yours, you begin to break free. It's liberating and terrifying at the same time. Society tells you to follow a certain path, get a good job, own a house, get married, have kids. There's this prescribed checklist that many people follow, believing it's the only way to live a fulfilling life. And for a while, you may have bought into it. But as you go deeper into your spiritual journey, you begin to question those expectations. You begin to see that the life you've been taught to desire doesn't align with your true essence. And the discomfort you feel is a sign that you're being called to something greater. It's a call to break free from the mold, to step away from the shoulds and musts of life and create your own reality. At first, the fear can be overwhelming. What will people think if you don't follow the path they expect of you? How will they judge you when you start living authentically, when you refuse to keep up with the pace of the world around you? It's hard. The pressure to conform can feel suffocating, but once you start letting go of those external expectations, something magical happens. You begin to find your own rhythm. You start to realize that your life isn't about meeting other people's standards. It's about living according to your own truth, your own values. Breaking free isn't just about rejecting societal expectations. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about saying no to the things that don't serve you and yes to the things that light you up. It's about trusting that your unique path is just as valid as anyone else's, even if it doesn't fit the typical mold. The shift is about choosing freedom over approval, authenticity over acceptance, and purpose over perfection. And while it's not easy, it's one of the most empowering decisions you'll ever make. Society may not understand, and some people may criticize you, but the deeper you go into your own journey, the clearer it becomes that the only approval you need is your own. Breaking free from societal expectations means reclaiming your truth, and it is in this act of liberation that you will find your most authentic self. The allies, finding new connections on your path. As you continue down the path of spiritual awakening, something beautiful begins to happen. You start to attract the right people into your life. These are not the people who simply agree with everything you say or mirror your beliefs. They are the allies, the ones who understand, support, and inspire you to keep going, even when the road gets tough. Finding your allies is one of the most profound experiences of your spiritual journey. These connections come into your life at just the right moment, when you need them the most. It's as if the universe conspires to bring these people into your orbit. Sometimes, these allies are old friends who suddenly see you in a new light, recognizing the changes in you and embracing them. Other times, they are complete strangers you meet by chance, an unexpected conversation, a shared interest, a spark of recognition in their eyes. Whatever form they take, the key is that these individuals are meant to walk with you, to share in your journey, and to help you see the path more clearly. It's in these connections that you begin to feel truly seen. With your allies, you don't have to explain yourself because they already get it. They understand that the spiritual path isn't always linear. They know the struggles of walking a road less traveled, and they offer you the support you need without judgment. These relationships are built on mutual respect, shared values, and a deep understanding of each other's growth. They inspire you to keep going, to push past the doubts and fears that might arise on your journey, and just as importantly, you become a source of support for them. You realize that you are not only receiving love and encouragement, but you are also giving it, becoming a guiding light for others on their own paths. These allies remind you that you are not alone, that there is a community of like-minded souls who are also seeking truth, growth, and deeper connection. As you move forward, the bond with these allies deepens. They become your teachers, your mirrors, your cheerleaders, and your friends, and in turn, you become the same for them. Together, you walk the path with a shared understanding that, while each of you is on your own individual journey, you are all part of something much larger, a collective movement toward truth, healing, and awakening. The beauty of these connections is that they don't come with expectations or conditions. They come with love, understanding, and the willingness to support each other, no matter where life takes you. So, if you find yourself feeling isolated on your journey, trust that the right people will come into your life at the right time. Your allies are waiting for you, and they will help you see that you are never truly alone. The liberation, embracing your full potential. Liberation is not just about breaking free from external constraints. It's about embracing the full, unfiltered power of who you are. It's about stepping into your true potential and no longer hiding behind fear, doubt, or societal expectations. When you fully embrace your liberation, you stop apologizing for your uniqueness. You stop dimming your light to make others feel comfortable. Instead, you shine brightly, unapologetically, knowing that your true power lies in your authenticity. The journey to liberation is not always easy. It requires you to confront your deepest fears, your limiting beliefs, and the stories you've been telling yourself about what's possible. It asks you to let go of the idea of perfection and accept that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. But in doing so, you realize something incredibly powerful. You are capable of achieving things far beyond what you ever imagined. You are capable of creating a life that aligns with your soul's deepest desires. And when you begin to embrace your full potential, the universe begins to respond in kind. Opportunities open up, relationships deepen, your life starts to flow in alignment with your truest self. Liberation means letting go of the fear of judgment. It means standing tall in your truth, even when the world around you might not understand. It means refusing to settle for a life that is less than what you deserve. And in doing so, you unlock a power within you that has always been there, but was hidden behind layers of doubt and uncertainty. To embrace your full potential is to believe that you are worthy of every dream you've ever had, every goal you've set, and every success that is waiting for you. It is about knowing, deep down, that you have everything you need to create the life you desire. And as you continue to step into your full potential, you will find that the world begins to mirror your newfound confidence. You attract people, opportunities, and experiences that align with the highest version of yourself. Liberation is not an event, it's a process. It's a continuous journey of letting go, stepping into your power, and living with purpose. And when you embrace your full potential, you will realize that the life you've always dreamed of is not some far-off fantasy. It's right here, waiting for you to step into it. The vision, the path forward. As you continue to evolve, you begin to develop a vision, a clear, vibrant picture of the future you want to create. This vision isn't just about material success or superficial achievements. It's about the life you want to live from the inside out. It's about the kind of person you want to be, the impact you want to have, and the legacy you want to leave. When you start to see your vision clearly, it becomes the driving force behind everything you do. It fuels your actions, your decisions, and your commitments. And the best part, the more you align with your vision, the more it begins to manifest in your life. The path forward isn't always straight. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But when you have a clear vision, these challenges become opportunities to grow, to refine your purpose, and to deepen your connection to your soul's calling. Your vision will evolve as you grow, but it will always remain a guiding light. It will remind you of why you started this journey in the first place and help you stay focused when things get tough. As you move forward, trust that every step you take is leading you closer to the life you've envisioned. The universe will respond to your clarity, your commitment, and your belief in your own potential. And before you know it, you'll be living a life that is not only aligned with your highest purpose, but one that also inspires others to step into their own vision and greatness. Conclusion: the power of embracing your journey. Your journey is uniquely yours. It's a path filled with challenges, triumphs, growth, and transformation. But through it all, the one constant is that you are never truly alone. The universe, your allies, and your inner wisdom are always there to guide you, to support you, and to remind you of your infinite potential. Embracing your journey means trusting the process, even when it feels uncertain. It means honoring the lessons, the setbacks, and the moments of clarity. It means knowing that every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you closer to the person you are meant to be. And in embracing this journey, you unlock the power to create a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and aligned with your soul's deepest desires. The power lies within you. It always has. Embrace it, and watch as your journey unfolds in ways you never thought possible.